Hey, what's going on, weavers? Tim here again. And for bushcrafters, hikers, and outdoors people, the pace counter is a very useful and essential tool that you can very easily make yourself. I'll be briefly explaining its use at the end of this video, so be sure to stick around for that, and let's get into it. With my first piece of paracord, I'm going to work from the midpoint, and I'm going to tie a double snake knot. With the left strand, I'm going to make a loop around the right cord. Then take the right cord and pass it under the left, around the front, and then through the first loop to the right of its own standing end. From here, we're going to double up the strands. So with the right strand, just do a second loop through. Then turn the piece over and do the same on the other strand, doubling the second loop. Then tighten and cinch up the knot, leaving a loop at the top. You can make this loop longer or shorter depending on your preference. Now, if you don't want to tie a double snake knot, you can always just tie a simple overhand knot, but it won't look as nice, of course. I'm going to actually use the second knot to hitch up my piece to my jig. You don't have to use a jig, but it does make it a bit easier. For my first set of beads, I'm going to use some orange cord, and I'm going to lay the cord over my core strand and make an overhand loop to the left. Then with the bottom strand, I'm going to make another overhand loop to the right. With the strand on the bottom, I'm then going to pass the end through the loop on the left. From there, we're going to rotate the entire piece 180 degrees to the opposite side. We're now working from this side, and we're going to take the left loop and pass it under the right loop to form a new opening. Then with the cord on top, we're going to pass it through the opening we just created. After that, with the bottom strand, you're going to pass it under the two crossed over strands just above and right next to the opposite strand. We've now tied our first ranger bead or Celtic button knot, and we're going to cinch out all the excess cord and tighten that knot down. Using a spike or fid can help with this, and you definitely want to tighten the knot down as much as possible. With the knot tightened, we can now snip off the excess paracord and melt the snipped ends. When melting these ends, I wouldn't recommend pressing down on the ends too much, as the flattened end can catch on the core strand, so just give it a melt and a light press. Do this for both ends, of course. So once you've tied that knot, just rinse and repeat until you have 4 orange knots tied, or whatever color you're using. And yes, I realized I kind of made a pumpkin themed pace counter, but that's okay, pumpkins are cool. After the 4 knots, you're then going to tie a second double snake knot just like the first one, or tie a second overhand knot if you're just feeling lazy. This is going to separate our 2 sections, and you want to leave a small space for the first section so that the beads can move up and down, maybe just a couple of finger widths. With the first section done, you're going to start the second section. I'm using silver gray for this section, and you're going to tie 9 more button knots. And trust me, after this, you're going to be really good at tying them. Now, I found it easier to tie all the knots first, then tighten them all, and then snip off all the excess at once. It's always faster to do things in batches. With all that done, we're lastly going to, you guessed it, tie one final double snake knot or overhand knot. Leave some space below like before so that the beads can slide back and forth, and trim off any excess on the ends and melt them to finish it off. You can now attach this to your belt or pack with a carabiner, or leave the top loop long enough so that you can use a cow hitch and hitch it to an attachment point. And the way you use this pace counter is that all the beads start up top, and for every 100 meters you walk, you'll slide one bead down on the bottom. And on the 10th time at 1000 meters, you'll slide one orange bead down on the top and then reset the ones on the bottom. So this would allow you to track up to 5,000 meters using this pace counter. And of course, you'll have to measure out your own personal pace count per 100 meters. So there we have it, Weavers. There is how to make a Paracord Ranger Bead pace counter. Hope you all found this useful and interesting. I want to thank you all for watching, and a huge thank you to all my current Patreon supporters for making videos like this possible. If you want access to exclusive content and the Weavers of Eternity Discord and want to support the channel directly, please feel free to check out my Patreon page. You can join for as little as $3 a month. You can also support the channel by liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. If you enjoyed the content here, please feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.